You know the feeling. Your brain has a million tabs open, and you can't seem to close a single one. You sit down totally determined to get that one important thing done. You've got your coffee, you've made your list. This is it. But then, your phone buzzes. A quick glance turns into a 20-minute scroll through a social media feed you won't even remember tomorrow. When you finally snap back to reality, the momentum is gone. The focus is shattered. That deep, productive flow state you were chasing feels like a distant memory. What if I told you that in those moments, you're not just losing time? What if your brain can become literally blind to the important things right in front of you? It's a real phenomenon called inattentional blindness, where our intense focus on one thing, like that tiny notification, can make us completely miss other, more critical information. But here's the thing, this is not a personal failure. You are not lazy, and your willpower isn't broken. It's a design flaw. You're living in a world that is actively and profitably waging a war on your attention. And in 2025, that war is more sophisticated than ever. But this is a war you can win. Chapter 1: The Problem and the Science. So why does our focus feel so fragile these days? Why do our incredible supercomputers for brains feel so scattered? To fix the problem, we first have to understand the enemy. And the enemy has three main faces: the chemical con, the multitasking myth, and the overload onslaught. First, let's talk about brain chemistry. Your brain has a neurotransmitter called dopamine. It's often called the feel-good chemical. But its real job is less about feeling good and more about seeking things that might make you feel good. It drives motivation and reward. The apps on your phone, the endless scroll feeds, the non-stop notifications, they are engineered by armies of developers to be perfect dopamine delivery systems. Every like, every share, every bite-sized video gives you a tiny, fleeting hit of it. The problem is, your brain adapts. It gets used to these constant, low-grade rewards. This rewires your neural pathways to prefer shallow, fragmented tasks over deep, sustained concentration. It creates a state of chronic distraction, where your brain is always hunting for the next novel thing. There's a slang term for this that you've probably heard: brain rot. While it's not a scientific diagnosis, it perfectly describes the mental fatigue and cognitive fog from being overexposed to low-quality digital content. Second, we've all been sold a lie, the myth of multitasking. Neuroscience is crystal clear on this. Our brains are not designed to perform multiple attention-heavy tasks at once. What we call multitasking is actually rapid, inefficient context switching. Every time you jump from a report to an email to a text message and back, your brain pays a cognitive cost. In fact, studies show this constant switching can slash your productivity by up to 40%. It's like revving a car engine in neutral. You're burning fuel but going nowhere. This constant gear shifting overworks your prefrontal cortex, leading to mental exhaustion and a much higher chance of making mistakes. Finally, there's the sheer weight of the overload onslaught. We are drowning in information. By 2025, it's predicted the world will be creating, capturing, and consuming around 181 zettabytes of data annually. That's a number so huge it's almost meaningless. This digital tsunami leads to cognitive overload, where your brain is so overwhelmed it can't process information effectively. This isn't just digital either. It's compounded by real-world stressors. Research has repeatedly shown that stress and anxiety are leading causes of declining focus, as they deplete our limited attention resources. When you're stressed, your brain is busy worrying, leaving very little bandwidth for deep focus. Add a lack of quality sleep, a chronic problem for many that directly impairs attention and cognitive function, and you have the perfect storm for a scattered mind. Your working memory shrinks, your decision-making gets sluggish, and your attention span feels shot. So there you have it, a brain hijacked by a dopamine-driven reward system, exhausted by the lie of multitasking, and crushed under the weight of information and stress. It's no wonder you can't focus. Chapter 2: The Promise. But what if you could systematically fight back? What if you could close those million open tabs one by one, and create the mental space for the deep, meaningful work you know you're capable of. That's exactly what we're going to do. I'm not just going to give you a random list of tips, I'm going to give you a simple 3-step framework built on real neuroscience. This is your battle plan to reclaim your focus and build the single most valuable superpower for success in 2025 and beyond. Chapter 3. The Solution, Your Actionable Framework. This framework consists of 3 layers of defense for your attention. Step 1 is the dopamine detox, where you manage your inputs. Step 2 is the focus bubble, where you optimize your environment. And Step 3 is the attention reset, where you actively train your brain. Step 1. The dopamine detox. Manage your inputs. First things first, you have to staunch the bleeding. You can't win a war if the enemy has a direct, unguarded line into your command center. A dopamine detox is about consciously turning down the fire hose of low-quality, high-stimulation inputs that are hijacking your brain's reward system. It's about becoming a ruthless gatekeeper of your own mind. Here's why it works. By intentionally starving the part of your brain that craves constant novelty, you lower your baseline level of stimulation. This allows your prefrontal cortex, your brain's CEO, to regain executive control. You're no longer a slave to every ping and buzz. And here's how you do it. This isn't about going to live in a cave, it's about being intentional. First, turn off all non-essential notifications on your phone and computer. Every single one. If it's not from a real person who needs you urgently, it can wait. Be brutal. Second, schedule check-in times. Instead of reacting to emails and social media all day, designate specific blocks of time. Say 3 times a day to process them. This puts you in charge, not the algorithm. Finally, and this is the hardest part, practice strategic boredom. When you're waiting in line or have a few minutes of downtime, resist the urge to pull out your phone. Just be. Let your mind wander. This is not wasted time. It's a crucial reset for your overstimulated brain. Step 2. The focus bubble. Optimize your environment. Once you've controlled your inputs, the next step is to engineer your environment for deep work. This is what I call creating a focus bubble. The goal is to make focus the path of least resistance. Willpower is a finite resource. Don't waste it fighting temptations you can simply remove. Why it works is simple. It reduces decision fatigue. When your environment is clean and dedicated to a single purpose, your brain doesn't have to waste energy ignoring distractions. A cluttered desk leads to a cluttered mind. A clean workspace sends a powerful signal to your brain. This is a place for focus. Here's how to build your bubble. It has 3 components: physical, digital, and temporal. Your physical bubble is your workspace. Declutter it mercilessly. The only things on your desk should be what you need for the task at hand. Your digital bubble is just as important. Use focus apps to block distracting websites during work periods. Think of it as a bouncer for your browser. The temporal bubble is about protecting your time. Use a technique called time blocking, where you schedule specific non-negotiable appointments with yourself for deep work. Treat these blocks like a meeting with your CEO, because that's exactly what they are. Step 3. The attention reset. Train your brain. Managing your inputs and environment are defensive moves. The attention reset is where you go on offense. Your ability to focus is a muscle. If you don't train it, it will atrophy. But if you do, it will grow stronger. This works by strengthening the neural pathways in your prefrontal cortex associated with sustained attention. Think of it as taking your brain to the gym. So, how do you train your attention? Here are 3 powerful exercises. First, the Pomodoro technique. This method is famous for a reason. It works by breaking your day into focused sprints. You work with intense concentration for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. This trains your brain to operate with high intensity for manageable periods and helps manage interruptions. Second, practice mindfulness meditation. You don't need to be a monk. Just 5 to 10 minutes a day of focusing on your breath can act like mental push-ups. Studies show that even brief, regular meditation can significantly improve your ability to resist distractions and sustain focus. Finally, and this is the foundation of everything, prioritize sleep. Sleep is not a luxury. It is a critical cognitive function. It's when your brain cleans out metabolic waste, consolidates memories, and recharges its attentional systems. Getting 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep is non-negotiable for peak focus. All right, let's zoom out. It's 2025, and your focus feels broken. But now you know it isn't. It's under a coordinated attack from a world designed to profit from your distraction. You've learned about the unholy trinity of the dopamine con, the multitasking myth, and the overload onslaught. But you are not powerless. You now have a 3-step framework to fight back. You will perform a dopamine detox to manage your inputs and starve the distraction machine. You will create a focus bubble to optimize your physical and digital environment, making concentration the default. And you will execute an attention reset, actively training your brain with proven techniques like the Pomodoro method and mindfulness to build your focus muscle. This isn't just theory, this is a practical plan of action. So I have a question for you, and I want you to be specific. What is the single biggest distraction you are going to eliminate starting today? What is the first step you will take to build your focus bubble? Drop your commitment in the comments below. Let's make a public declaration and hold each other accountable. Because in our increasingly noisy world, the ability to tune out the chaos and think deeply is not just a skill, it is the ultimate superpower. It is the dividing line between those who are swept away by the currents of digital noise and those who chart their own course. You now have the map. The work starts now. Your future self will thank you for it.